Hello everyone, Orange Cat, hello one, hello Studio MPD. So, I believe I didn't cancel new streak, despite that started very late today. Seriously, I had a lot of work to do, so there's 19 tickets. 19. So, as soon as I finished my work for the day, went straight to the shower, and I still have some damp hair here right now. Right. It couldn't be any faster. An objection? An objection. Return back to Ace Attorney games. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, there's 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 going here. This I'm checking right now. Music has ended, so what can I do? Not going to start the game. I even didn't check if this game is working. Because sometimes it's possible that some ROM is not working. So one ticket. This is ticket number 9. Number 9 goes back to the right. Now let's check. Here. That's 5 marks. 401. And second ticket. Second ticket is nothing. Empty. Let me send it to you. Can I do it instant? It's constantly search it manually, open, click send, select, sign in. It was taking a lot of time. Approve. Next, move on, continue, add some text. Don't understand why text is mandatory. Like, why? Continue again. And the secret code, agreement, purchase. Done. I did sign it. Let's start the game. After this, I'll check sound. So, last 2 DS games left. Let's finish them. Not sure how this translation will work of the second game, of course. If it will not work, I will be playing on PC, because there's official translation. No sound on the main menu? It says it's 2009, but I believe it's not. I actually added... It's actually 2009. It is 2009? I believe in America it was released in 2010. Turnabout visitor. Unknown place. Midnight, almost. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? It's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That's maybe true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Olympic champion? Whose kick is this? I am protege among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Who is this? 2009? Yeah, International 2010. It's later and it's usually 2 years between the original release and translation. But I guess Not going to play it. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. Now I can check the sound finally. Let's see, test. I must say it's kinda quiet. Maybe I should raise the volume. Oh, wait a second, I cannot raise the volume. It's already set to the maximum. While Layton was slightly louder, but Ace Attorney is actually quieter. Nothing can do, it's already set it to 100%. If I artificially increase it, it will add additional noises. And here it's also on the max. Well, I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? As I can see, music's still the same. What the... What the meaning of this? So, somebody was pretending that he is Miles and kill other man? Seriously, can't do this on my CPU. It's almost full. If I start recording something, it must be lower than 50%. But I say that's more than 50%. So it's simply impossible to do. Volume plugin to amplify it? If I do it software, it will be bad. I need to do it hardware way. In this case, I need to buy amplifier, but I don't want to waste money on something like this. Seriously, only just 2 DS game left. Nope. Actually, this is actually default volume. So if I actually have my headset connected to the console, and that's the maximum volume that you can get if you play this game in real life. Usually people are not using amplifiers for their headphones, so it's an authentic experience. Just for sim. It's actually was quiet, the game. Maybe on 3DS it's better, but DS was not loud. Freeze. Freeze! Police! Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve. Committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Why the heck did he did this? In a threat? Well, let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Don't say it's the real killer. Who is this? My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. The same night. It's on the 12th floor. Finish photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Wait a second. Can I open organizer? Yes, of course, no in-game settings. Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. The victim in this case, why was he killed in my office? Even gender is unknown. This is Dick Gumption. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, what they did to your office, it's totally trashed. I'll say the culprit soiled my floor with dirt. Roswell. Body is burned? No. Nobody just checked the gender? No one gets away streaking mud into my office. Sounds like you're getting really burned up all this whole thing. Burned. It actually was burned ED in the text. How the heck did you predict this? Branch cat. This guy was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Just nobody checked it yet? And just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? What was this look? Get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. How can I actually... I didn't press it! Now it's too late. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. Also, wait a second. Let me check the equalizer here. That's built into Microsoft Windows. I believe I'm using this one. It's so small, it's very hard to see. Supporting levels to 100%. Advanced. God damn it, I can't see anything. Why is the heck so tiny? There's something like loudness equalization, not just bass or high frequencies, low frequencies. If I disable it, it will become even quieter. Yes. No, actually everything is on the max. Every single level. There's nothing to change. Also, I have some blaster here. application. In Sound Blaster it's recording. Actually, you cannot change volume here. Wait a second. Volume settings. It's also on the max. AUX. Listen to this device. Everything to the max. Everything. So there's nothing I can do without actually adding some distortion. That's it. So I don't met myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reason, this office's door has a lock built into it. It's going into logic, and logic disappears after this. Usual, but I see that's quite slightly lower by 5 decibels than Layton. Layton was louder. But DS games usually quite. When I'm playing something on PC on some different console, it's higher, and I mainly lower it because it's too loud. What I mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. It is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, recall information through the logic button, and then connect them together. A new gameplay mechanic. Now, to touch the logic button and recall the facts. Now it's even quieter. Listen to this. It's quieter than it was. So there's only 2 thoughts. Security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. How supposed to save at this point of time? Wait a second. It's possible to save. It will suspend it. Because this already was HP bar. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to the conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examine button. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just touch the partner button, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later, if I have free time, I suppose. Hallway? Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. Actually, I'm glad that you can use just buttons, not just stylus. That killer is going to pay this tea set! Nix, you really matter about this. This tea is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. But we are not Japan, but in the United States right now. It costs more than your whole month paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killers wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Oh, it's your trophy. The Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. I only send this to being a prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. It's for my own worth. That is something only I can determine for myself. It's so slick, sir. And I have to try saying that sometime. Fortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared actually its figurine. Anyhow, speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of the near old Tokyo of the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids, have its high production values, and written plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise, and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabbit fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to investigation. Mobile parts? Yes. Following links to be posted. Dolls? I never heard about it that they call dolls. It's definitely a localization here, because it's always called figurines when you're trying to buy them, not dolls. It's not Son Goku doll, it's Son Goku figurine. Action figurine. But not dolls. How the heck it can be doll? Dolls for little kids, not for collection. For dolls. It's like you, 30 years old man, going to the toy store and saying, I want to buy a doll for myself. No, I need an action figurine. From hentai anime. And this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The one that comes with a card attached every month, like clockwork for you. Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month. All will be resolved. Bendy. What's the heck is Bendy? Oh, it's old woman. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are the thorns? Bendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stopped? It's another detective. You need not remind me further. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy. It looks newer than when I first bought it. Yeah, that thing's so polished that makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your officer. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murderer accurate in it. A rated ball? No. That's harsh, sir. have taught me that death has never looked better, so I guess I can block his pain. Recently I saw something else. Oh yeah, I was trying to find the lights for the shower and I saw another bullshit on Reddit about how it's unprotected wet area and everything will go on fire, etc. If something is designed for shower, it must work, no matter what your opinion is. Especially when it's again allowed by code. I think these people know better. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Will I never? Well, it's a phrase that constantly was used in Kingdom Come when Kratos was playing it. Well, I never. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? Should look around a bit more. What? What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made the escape after disposing of the gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Here to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much, I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. Wearing in your bathroom? So, today I was trying to put lights above the shower that I'm building right now. So, made only a hole in the drywall and attach wires to the box, but that was it. Oh, on the Reddit, people constantly hate European style of connecting wires, saying that using nuts is safer than just putting it inside. I don't know why. They're all the same. Different technology, but the result will be the same. If people in Europe are using only this, how can it be unsafe for some other country? Don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So the same type of revolver, the ones used by these precinct detectives. So what I need to do tomorrow is just go to the attic and put the cable over, the light. And attach the box to the start, of course. From the crime scene, the same model as those used by precinct detectives. What about this chessboard? Ouch! They even knocked over your chess set! And it's all set up, ready for when you got back. Figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. Actually, I'm pretty good at checkers, so I said I'll give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. They finish photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Kickers? You really can use logic here? Kills girl and revolver. Why did this happen in my office? Was the killer after? Well, there's nothing to do. Your files are all on the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. The files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Listen, but there was no struggle, I saw it in the opening cutscene. So it happened after this? And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. It makes no sense. If there was struggle, they're supposed to use not a gun, but something melee weapon. Hey. And this just renders all the time and effort put in pointless. No, they did not. What I understand, the killer was pretending that he is Miles and killed victim. That's what happened, not to frame. He was in this office because he was playing the role of Miles. Don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water on the floors every day, just like you requested, sir. Just added cleaning to the list and the weekend special. About half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it's broke. Does he have a life? What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge. Detective. Oh yeah, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence. Okay, they're framing some policeman. Let's take a look inside. Ah, they killed the detective. Mr. Buddy Faith. With his own weapon? It appeared that our victim was a detective, just like you. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a pressing detective. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now, to calmly use some logic and figure it out if any of them are connected to each other. Not right now. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue. Once they're done processing the crime scene. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Why not? Bullets went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 AM. Age 29, male. Gansha is here. So the two was a detective at the local precinct, in charge of the initial investigation. Of course, and the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. Keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to touch the organizer button. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. Keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. The second game they will be completing the same tutorial? In all this explanation. Let's see here. There's blood all over. Okay, I already heard this. But I was checking his hand. Don't believe it. Wait a second, it's files on the left. It's not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. This way the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. But once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Okay, which logic can I use right now? My false MS pointed to a struggle between the victim and the killer. A wine, the killer's guard, signs of struggle, revolver, and victim was detective. Okay, let's connect this and that. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives, would have belonged to our recently departed Detective Gumshoe. Could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, well, let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. That's why there was struggle. Now let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Can we assume that this gun, murder weapon, was issued to the victim? As I was saying, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence and use the scroll wheels to rotate an object. Now I can need to use this stylus. Can what I don't want. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use the slide bar for the cross and Y button arrows. Wait a second. It's actually X and Y. Cross is only for PlayStation, to zoom in and out to get at the nitty-gritty. But I can use buttons for this. That's nice. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Oh, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Only 5 bullets here? It's supposed to be 6? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Archibald? Have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess that's about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to out... Jim! Why? This is the killer, actually. How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. Investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? So he is a prosecutor. Why, yes I am. Jess Keys Sportsman? How supposed to pronounce his name? Is it French? Prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime in Boston. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Little Dick Gumshoe, sir. Jacques? So it's French? So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Oh, wonderful. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. So actually he's framing him. You were right. Leave out what confuses me. A prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them, and only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, Paul. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So, the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, it means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're a James killer! No way, Paul! You got it all wrong! Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. Heard all the rumors about you. You're the great, genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. What is he holding in the left hand? Some code? Yes. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your own though. Thank you. I intend to. Just want a little more time to say goodbye to John. You there. Sir? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. I should probably give them some space. They even knocked on what you said. Wait a second, I already heard this. Should I leave right now? Don't like when it's repeated. Ah, now I can examine this. Your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall, but the killer tried to threaten me by throwing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. That was safe behind. I dare to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial... Wait a second, prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would be a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. What? Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. Where's contradiction here? When a scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Ah, two shots, but of course, it's obvious. That's it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should touch the deduce button with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. Why the heck they remove what was this? Voice activation commands. This is how I do things. Oh, you can do it now. Let's check actually here. Eureka? 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 I must exclaim Eureka? Hello, Cube. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first found the victim, and the second found this frame. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too! Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? On that thing sticking out from behind the frame. Oh, that! It's a secret safe. Secret safe? Oh, I smell money! I'll spare on the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you imagine is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusting. Suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. No idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? Had no idea? Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. Maybe there will be a gun inside. I only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. I want to rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. They know of them. So obviously gun will be inside. Now this is odd. There's no dust? Want something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist? Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Could not find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. As I thought. So they updated it. Prints were wiped. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. So what? Another handgun? Wiped fingerprints? Sense of struggle? Killer's goal? There's 2 variants. Killer's goal and wiped fingerprints. Or another handgun and wiped fingerprints. But you're using logic. So maybe it's goal? I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of 4 fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. The culprit tried to open my safe. On the killer's motive, theft. But was caught by the detective? Or maybe it was detective who was trying to find something inside the safe, but there was nothing inside, actually. But tell inside. Fell in love with range cat? And surrounded to police officers? Changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime? Unknown victim's gun that I found. Could there be another gun in play here? Theft. Can I actually do anything right now? It must be logic. I don't know. Now it's prosecutors. Maybe no lawyers, just prosecutors. Actually, I don't know what to do. Let's speak to Gumshoe. Need to present him. He called, sir? Notice anything? In the anything you notice that you like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your officer. Investigation's just gonna start, so I guess there's not much else to say. Rather stupid. Worse. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Fortunately, upon my return I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was the whole messy affair. That's wrong. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, sir. Click every pixel? I think I already clicked every pixel. Now I must do some logic? Of course, sir. Examine things by tapping them or by touching the examine button. I examine the evidence I have. By checking various things out, you get the evidence and information. And see the evidence collected by touching the organizer button. Information and leads in the logic button. Voxel. That's it. My job, sir. Yeah, I remember that I was playing voxel game. What was this? Bulberstein Castle. Right. And the way to go. It's called Detective Reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you like. The info I gathered. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all that information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. I said that you can look at all of your leads and info by touching the logic button. Then you pick the pieces you want to connect by touching them and hitting connect. It's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yeah, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary. Okay, then how about explain my logic to you next? It's even more necessary. Can present something to him? Had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything. Yes, there's to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth. It's a great deal you don't know about me. At least I hope so. The victim's gun. It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand hold a great responsibility. Do you understand that? Don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I find a hot dog is a convict to look ultra cool. You're doing so well until that last bit. Just a lone detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest it. Is that the only talent you have? Oh wait. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be. No need to suck up to me, detective. Hmm. 29, High Prosecutor. With this prosecutor's office, it's my first time speaking with him. Yeah, now I can check them all. His badge design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter, frost, and blazing summer days. Holy shit. What a text. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of its owner on the back. Numbers. As if we are not human on the inside like everyone else. Maybe it will be valuable. It's nothing to check him. The killer's Professor Layton? Professor Layton will be only the next few games. Not right now. Well, there was a movie about him. Shouldn't the gun have some numbers as well? Well, this already checked. And I don't know what else to do, except using logic. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, say I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting the conversation. Can we check what is inside for now? I already finished examining this area, but it never hurts to look again. No one knew there was to say this already heard. Well, if a detective knew about them, then they wouldn't be a secret. Now, would they? Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? You know, they are aware to defeat the purpose of them being hidden, if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no like a hidden camera around, right? And what if there was? No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while being away? There's dust on the rest of the safe, but not here. This keypad. Couldn't do the forensic scientist. Couldn't find a single printer. And the keypad to the safe was wiped down. It's carefully. Yes, I should take a good look at all the information we collected so far. So what can I do? Another handgun. Theft. Connect. Nothing can say clear connection between these two pieces of information. Of course I failed. Struggle, another handgun. Why was there was struggle when there was another handgun? No? The pieces don't fit together quite right. There's only one connection. And that was correct? There's possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. You mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. Good. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, that one goes there. You should know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. File solved puzzle? It's already solved. Bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. But there's bullet down there? What's going on? And when the guy fell into the floor, right? The blood on the floors kinda grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your big stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. Then, there's something wrong with this picture. It's kinda obvious what's wrong. Look, look. Well, I finished another Layton game. Next one is Ace Attorney. Well, Ace Prosecutor. So yesterday I finished it. Right. So, this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? The bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. And I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Well, if you hit him from above, it can actually go there. Victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. The prints on the floor too. This must have been made when unable to stay standing, dropped to the floor. In this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I believe to the... this? Oh, Rico? There's clearly a contradiction here with the bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. Layton is the killer? So you played the first one? Why are you waiting for the second one? It's already available. I think it's for DS. There's phone translation and official translation for PC. You can already play it. It was released like 1 year ago. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leans against this shelf here after being shot. Suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Well, translated into Russian, I'm not sure. Maybe this will never happen. Then that means... Wait, what does it mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. On the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position. Position of the body? The position of the handprints? The order of the files? Well, it would be logical that order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually I think the levels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0. The souls doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3. It's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. Exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. The numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's arrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. You think being a king to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, take the gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The hero went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, and then put the files back in oracle order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man, then look through your files one more time? Possibly indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? I'm going to rearrange my files twice. Because they were rearranged by two different persons, because... two different people. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. as I suspected. The bullet hole is now where it should logically be. And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. Okay, there's some text on the right. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. This. What is that? Gumshoe did this? Wonderful. Why does it say gumshoe there in blood? Why one of them is missing? Said some incredibly incriminating evidence. Can you rearrange it somehow? No. Yes. Indicative of criminal activity indeed. Last time I saw it, when it actually was true, was in this pathetic Zero Escape clone. How it was called? Danganronpa. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Sir Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. That's all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is what the killer was really up to? So what was stolen? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Can be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty person. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim Swords, more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it? I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. I think I'll play the second game right after the first one and finish his DS game. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Maybe some other time. Okay, might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. So actually it was possible to skip the tutorial for once. Present something and simply touch the present button. But that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct. And those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information, a new or modified testimony. I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Detective Gumshoe. You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body. It was sitting in front of the bookshelf. He's supposed to be already dead. Who actually wrote this message? But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. It will be by his final words that he will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dire message points to his killer? You heard Jim's voice, and he is calling for his killer's arrest. I sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe, the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it as credible evidence. I wonder who they will frame in Layton crossover with Ace Attorney. Both of them? He stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Hold it.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? When clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jack and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jam? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Peanut butter and jam I just recently bought at him. It was super tasty. But peanut butter on its own is garbage. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, well, they're sort of a bunch of guys who decided to nickname Jim. Talks about the victim like he was his pet. Also, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Hold it.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shells twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's being cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. You know that I eat 3 squirrel meals every day, Paul. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but one thing, with an evil prosecutor you wear parts often. And what a motive, no? Wait a second, let me check. You messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. It's when you moved Jim's body. Hold it.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. Had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway, thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Hold it.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, would you say? It's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, Paul. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. Say I disagree with him on that point. Don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could overlook the bloody letters. I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game finishing spike. He'll be his final words that he'll be brought to justice. So condemnation is here. Because one of the books is missing. Objection!
Objection!
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Hey, breaking a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. Can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Are you joking? I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing? The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the girl went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could miss the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name with the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone and there's only half an H. If Detective Ganshaw really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means, what exactly? Does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low! Can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. Anyway, it was a very strange attempt. You're gonna get them, sir. I'll see. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. Appreciate the prize, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Not everyone's so cheerio, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is this time? Are you still after me, Paul? Hear me for a second. Who had the key to this office? It would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, Paul. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Holy shit. Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there? Yes, sir? What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? You say security? No, stop it, Paul, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. Have called upon Miss Maggie Murder, a member of security. Maggie. That of Ganshaw, sir. Maggie. Miss Byrne is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key. She can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Burnham. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right, refuse to believe that Meg is the culprit, Paul. It's me! That's right, I did it! Can you take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, Paul. So yeah, it was me. It was. You'll have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to us, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. The girl is the only one who committed the crime for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Byrne snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Byrne as our prime suspect. Like, lockpicking does not exist, or somebody cannot, I don't know, make a copy of the key or even master key. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that's more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Take an explanation. There was fighting game with Ace Attorney, of course, not Layton. And another crossword game, Namco cross Capcom and Samsung. So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, will you say? Let me see it. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. And I can check it. And so what? The master key to every office in the building. And I see nothing special about it. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. It was then, this is now, the flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. What if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could use the master key? Seeing that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Obviously. Okay, it's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, it leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Hold it!
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than the master key? Look at it, perhaps you had a spur made for someone else? Have you know? I've never met a spur. So what are you insinuating? Nothing? Yes, I should know better than to suggest that someone like you would. Toward which she knows our good detective, of course. It's all that more probable that she was the one who faked the damn message. Hold it.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew it was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know? For when you screwed up so badly that you literally chased off that force. But what? The true Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Hold it. Hold it! Look at this, it's super spawning. Hold it! What's I'm doing wrong? Hold it!
Hold it.
By that message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? Feel that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. So Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I'd love to, but first, should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. Press him for more information. Hold it.
Hold it.
I thought had established that of Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention him first? No, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. Don't think you're catching my drift. But we're in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say that since she's the only one who could open your office door, now leaves only Miss Bird is our prime suspect. Hold it! Hold it! Sid, hold it! Hold it! Same as usual with these games. Hold it! Hold it! I give up. Hold it!
Hold it.
Finally. I assure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could use the Master Key. It's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the Master Key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I had to get sidetracked by something unrelated. I mean, related. When I heard what she has to say about. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Birdie out? Of course. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. I just say it'll be a good waste of time? Don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird. If you please. I discovered that the Master Key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do I mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. That line, sir.
Objection.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the Master Key now. I don't quite know. Just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story, and where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. Those things can practically guarantee that. It's me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, well, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad your luck is. Fortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. But do you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? But what? You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Your motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. More bots, but only on my phone. Motto. As Mr. Portsman says, detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Which facts? From the messed up shells to the wiped down safe. Theory. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Holy shit! Hold it!
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been theory. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Will it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? What's the heck I must present here? Actually, I cannot present profiles list. Where is contradiction here? The intent. There's two possibilities. Well, I can present the body because it's not theory, but to kill somebody? Kill its theory indeed. What else changed? Hold it!
Hold it!
Let me check one more time this. Congress also appears to have been thievery. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, kill it, present the body. Objection. Objection! I am wrong, Mr. Portsman. That's a large flaw in your logic. Really? That holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? I don't know. This isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate! Those cross of me can afford to do that. Of the truth, slowly step away. Then come, Miles. The only way. If I press something else, it will be something different. Do I need to press him again? Let's skip the text simply. I should miss Bird, the only member of security who could. It's only one person staff at a time. That's the key. The same. Why cannot skip this? I don't know. So for sure. Can ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. Don't taking blows. It's here. So the one who can snuck into can be this detective himself. This I can't skip. Why is it was not possible to skip the first one? Because there was no choice? Holy shit.
Hold it!
Okay, there's no new information for sure. I'm gonna double check everything.
Hold it! Hold it!
What's he here stuck here?
Hold it!
Well, it said that only two, so I suppose logically to add it only to the second one. And then from the messed up shells and wipe out safe and say thievery. Let's present the key. Objection. Objection!
Objection!
It's still not. Which party I want to object to? It's... yes, well... It's the cool Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. Native's right, for change. For the first time there's different dialogue when you do it second time wrong? How did it come to this? Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally? But I'm trying. have only 2 questions. Because there could be another person. Of course it's another person. And that's not Thievery. What the heck I must present here?
Hold it.
Disregard to investigation on the bookshelves and safe. Let's show gun. Objection.
Objection.
Still failed. Think I need to save here. Saving right now. Simply will lose this. What time is it? Save point, of course. It's already 9 PM. I really don't want to play past 10, but I must play it because it will be less than 3 hours. Let me stop doing this. We'll take a pause here. Be right back. In a minute. I'm back. Alright. So, second statement. I just need to present everything one by one. And that's kinda all. So, already presented this person, I presented this key, I presented this gun. It's definitely not badge. time for the same. Objection.
Objection!
Why is the egg safe? I wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something. Why not? The truth, after all. It was also by logic that we came to the whole theory conclusion anyway. Maybe, but you must also be aware of the fact the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only private to prosecute. Oh, because of this. I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden safe was a part of your cunning plan. Wilson, you won't say that security doesn't know about layouts of every single room, etc. That safe is built in, always in every single room. Prosecutor's office. But she could found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. Only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe file. And that means there's no way Maggie could know about it either. And you're proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Versus why? What made you? What is the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. Are you just saying? We are partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know, I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. Still can't quite believe it. When the thief who broke into a room was probably Jim. Now he's claimed that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? It's your job. But killing's going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What's that? You still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no, I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. Get it? It was a self-defense, wasn't it? No, I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Why the heck master key was just behind this slight window? Like, why the heck? Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieve it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Boxman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? Not want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. Investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? Can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, bro, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gershom, calm yourself. But sir, I have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, you could remove yourself from a crime scene. Be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. You'll meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me. You heard? Be continued. Let's see. There is something you want to say? They will be caught? They're not supposed to be. It's still night, so it's not that. Let's see. What is with that prosecutor? Can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Megan's innocence. We'll see, sir. But we have been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. But we can check this door at least. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Don't despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. I got the mystery surrounding my door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1202. These phone numbers on the number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. I have to be able to take the plates off when the room becomes smoking, you know? Also, the idea that it can be easily removed is kind of... Don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guards, no sign that the lock was picked easy, sir. Meaning that the door really was open with a key. You happen to ask if any rings were lifted from the doorknob? And the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Well, this chief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. What's it doing here? What are you doing here as well? Looks like you acquired the pinch, Mr. Archibald. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post hoc. Sounds like a messy case you've got in your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. But gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who's this guy again? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? Her parents wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. What is a basketball doing here? It's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. But he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I was being a big fan of the courtrooms, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by their Miles Edgeworth. And this chance passed me by. Must remember to ask you about the master key. Should jog your memory by showing my notes to here through the present button. Should I do it immediately? Let's ask you. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once. I've loved to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Second thought, I don't think I'll have fit in all that well with them. Yes, neighbor, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day, she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Well, so I saw that until a few hours ago, right before I was about to clock out for the night. Got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal again, just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, went up and getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. Don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2 AM. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. And I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Oh, it's not like that, sir. You always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always the same, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? For what? What did you mean by you used the master key? I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? What is it? This is number 4? Your t-shirt? That's right, I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Yeah. It was around 12 AM. So it looks like 4. It's supposed to be a flag, but it's from this side. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. It was around 1:30 AM, I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, we used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. This door? Oh, you can also run here! How wonderful. Don't rest until I've inspected every suspicious. He already heard this. Room 12, all there. Wow. 3. Thinking why is 0 when it's in the middle, but 0 when it's top. Take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. That reminds me, Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? Not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? So what? It's gotta be it! Can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. I'm even wasting time thinking about this. The door's not tight. But the all credit card trick don't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors will be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar gets through them. So guess only a great cat burglar could get in. It must be who our culprit is. We advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. I won't rest until I've okay, this I won't rest. What is this? A file? It's. Isn't this that missing 00 file, sir? 00. Note about the bloody letters marked clear as day. Seem to be a few pages missing, but it's transparent. A thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these 0 files about, sir? Yes, they got something worse still in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them, and they were. That means the chief must also want the file for a specific reason, right? Not seems so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. 10 years ago there was explosion and time traveling occurred. Wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Why it's still here, supposed to take it. Well-crafted high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know? You'll sleep even out here in the hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. It always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lure. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning, naturally. Well, I can already use the logic. Just slowly securing cigarette zone. I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. It's like talking to another gunshot. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? Prove that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gamsha. That much, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. Second saw, they're actually on the same level. Okay, what can I do about logic? 1 AM to soda. But you still want soda? I understand. Let's connect it. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, Paul! I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. So that's contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And, well, I'm a security guard, sir. Couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to look up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was looking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. So he saw that his partner already used his key or something. Wait a second. What the heck? He did know that was stolen. And so that was already returned? But I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. And don't think of it. Guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Interesting. Should I damage the file? No. So Gansho present here, it's like this Maya was constantly useless to speak to her. But now the door's locked tight. How the heck? Deduce. Eureka. How supposed to pronounce it? Eureka. Listen, you pronounce it twice correctly. Eureka. Eureka. Well, he's saying Eureka, but it's working when it's saying Eureka. Eureka. There's contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Ward has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know you're right. Miss Ward, are you sure you didn't lock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. Oh, this! That's why you can actually slide the numbers. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? And Cube, you finally bombed him? Actually, it's useless to bomb the bots, because after some time the account is deleted. Actually, I'd like to check how many accounts were deleted. There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine this. Prints on the master key. Prints on the doorknob. Prints on the number plate. Number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all that we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, well, for example, I felt, such as... Well, you know for sure that Detective Gamsho's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Oh, that was amazing, sir! How do you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... well, doorknob? The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. You. Yeah, you, Paul. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent, nostril-flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. And also, thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on the doorknob, obvious. Take that!
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? I mean, yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? I won't rest. Of course you won't rest. What about the ball? This basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. It's ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, this already hurt. Also, I think it will be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. This isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. But Mr. Portsman, someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we all reached the end of this conversation. Nice music here. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. It looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, it's for Mr. Portsman. I want to sleep. It's 2010. Okay, there's nothing new here. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, here, how about a game? It's okay, detective. I just found the position of the soup to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. Yes, it shifted, and someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural, but I'll take note of this. Let's just start. Walking around is in this hallway was actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat. The real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. It's innocent but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth door. Looks like I'll finish this case today. 5 AM. Once I woke up at 5 AM myself. And it was months ago. Mr. Portsman, finish processing the bloody letter, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care for this. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe, I have a line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. We might too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me because they won't work? The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explain yourself. Also, that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask do you propose I lock your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but got work to do, so we're done here. Well, the statement is obvious. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. Suppose you're basing your accusation on something. Show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Can I show it right now or should press it? How? This one? Objection?
Objection!
It's so early to do this! It's obvious that you must use it here, but game thinks otherwise. Okay, let's press statements. Hold it! Sit. Hold it! Hold it. Hold it! Why is it here hold it? Doesn't work. Hold it!
Hold it!
Seriously need to make a pause between these two words? Fortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Speculation means nothing. They still insist that I could not gain access to a room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Of course, the game thinks that I must press. Raise it. You claim you have had no way to open my door. However, if that's really the honest truth, alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you used this to open my door. The master key? Take that.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait, hold on for a second. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely, you were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right, you used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Take that! Take that!
Take that!
You had asked Miss Byrne to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Byrne's open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't you ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? Saying that it was Mr. Brosman's door, sir. That's why it was moved. He moved this. How they name it? Ball loop, home loop. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled you to fool you into thinking what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By stitching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right! They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. I think he didn't check where to place it, but okay. Take that! Okay, how he's pronouncing it? Take that!
Take that!
Yeah, keep using the raw vowel here. Vowel sound. That, not that. That. It was actually Kuluk. We were talking with Kuluk 1 year ago or so, or maybe even 2. Catch, match, snatch, that, and other things. It's not that, it's that. Completely different sound. And game knows this. Square the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in the building. Which is why it left an usually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. It's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. So it's basketball hoop. Not basket something. Hoop. It's not bucket. So the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsmouth. The signs with some basket, bucket, what's the difference? The sign that the hoop was moved has been moved. What's the difference? Bucket, it's something made out of metal. Basket, it must be basket. Because it's basketball. But of course. But it's actually hoop. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. Let's see. So that's how you throw suspicious on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you just spouting nonsense. Had the girl opened my office door. About that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Fingerprints. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? Okay, look, it's better to praise every statement. I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket shears. Jacket's not dirty. Have you know? Just washed it yesterday. Please calm down. For I intend to show who the one truly coward in slime here. Hold it. But what about hold it? Hold it.
Hold it!
I think I'm giving you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But now those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. Seems to be trembling a little. One more little push, and all I have to do is find the phone, his testimony. Okay, let's keep pressing. Hold it! Not working anymore. Hold it!
Hold it!
Hold is enough. Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. And that's all? Hold it!
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Hence we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly math and practice, and some weights. Oh, and I joke when I get the chance. You must be the buffest prosecutor we have. The weakest legal muscles, let's say. I was doing my usual workout, so I pressed everything. Ah, wait a second, I can present this text. That he was not in his room the entire time. Objection!
Objection!
Am I right? Yes. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? There's a note the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. And no? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? That's music. It was playing for more than 3 years. Not every single day, of course. But soon. You were busy snooping around in my room. The waiting room you had Miss Bird open for you, so someone went means.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. I have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. But I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way. It's proof, positive, that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. I must show this wrong. This door, of course. Take that.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, but you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Fingerprints? Don't they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. Can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Do you think it's time you gave up your charade? He made so many mistakes it's easy to avoid. Pick up everything, move it in the correct position because it was visible where to place it. Whatever. No, you stole it. Well, he was confused because she actually locked his door. It was not locked. Whatever. And now you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from you, and Detective Face found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. So there was another person like you. As I said, when you have the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Why the heck he shoot twice in this case? It was obvious. Must work only once. Wait a second. What was the second gun? Still have so many questions. And just what's so funny, Paul? Well, let's look of stiff seriousness on the face of this officer's finest prosecutor. As he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, it's simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. But Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints, but I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Well, I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see? I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped that knob down as soon as I could after I opened the door. About that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own brains would be on there. You made that arm just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the notes Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? All we know, he could leave it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was only too preoccupied by work-related matters. Also, that's no excuse. No, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. This man makes a good point. Can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? Only realized that I had one just now, as we were talking. Guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? You were playing for almost 3 hours. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. The perfect alibi. So maybe it was a different person. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sorry, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Archer, sir, I think you're in trouble. Just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 AM. You see? So it was someone else. all of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Actually, if you ask why someone who is actually arrived from some trip going immediately to his office at 2 a.m., I actually did it also once, arrived from that trip and went straight to the office. I believe on Sunday night, then Sunday, Monday. Yes, I did this. After this, I even went to McDonald's to grab some food, returned back into office, just to work a little bit at night. Memory serves. You came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? Depends. So I mean that Miles returned to his office. I did the same in the past. That was 8 years ago, I think. Hold it!
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. For later, it's his working his office. So there's no need to pick it out. Whatever. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you spot on me the time. I remember checking my watch then. I make no mistake, it was 2. Doing the ceremony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. It was then that you had an unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint. Hold it!
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims you have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now! I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? Oh, I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you run into the culprit. But exactly at that time, I was down criminal first. Hold it!
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Let's go around. Let's go around. You read this? Hold it!
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives saying that they saw you at around that time. See? Have the perfect alibi. And the ace I had up my sleeve. Possible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Can you say anything back, Mr. Archibald? I think we all reached the end of the lines, and it's time to get all this crazy train. You there, sir. Let's escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie, get a gumshoe. Is there nothing I can do? Must be a way to turn this situation around. If I only had a clue. There is something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi. The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? Seriously, hold on. I need to calmly think this through one more time. And with logic. And another handgun as well. And the culprit will reach my files twice. So culprit will reach my files twice. Oh, there's only 3 connections. Let's connect this to first. Evidence points to the shells being destroyed once before and once after the murder. But who is to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight, and the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. It's no apertures. Even indeed, there were 2 culprits, and that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact that there are 2 bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, if we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back, this man looks kinda old, I would say. And his glasses? How about his glasses? Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. That means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. Stole into, never heard this. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shells were destroyed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked me, Bert, yes, and gains entry into my office. No, you just lead in the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know? If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. 2 Laytons? Could be Layton. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. Not the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, he should walk in, but his old partner, Mr. Faith. But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He only had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office. Would be my guess. Okay, who stole the key? Victim? Or this unknown person? Because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, it was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his old partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman. Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him live alive. He waited for a chance and saw Mr. Faith gone from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Lieutenant Luke? Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dial message behind. Such a complicated troublemaker. You know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. So I know why he made so many mistakes, because it was not him who made them. There was another visitor, sorry. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from you. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed. And it seems the chief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? So, what's actually a Portsman stole? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shells getting messed up twice, and the two bullets. It was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times. Precisely. So, now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith Killer. Your alibi with the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, Paul? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there's still one defiant point of your arguments for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, can't let him get away with that, sir. Wait a second. He could be the first visitor, but second, killed the victim and shot with another gun, his own gun, when leaving this place. But he has a point. Absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, again. I'll do something, if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief. Then why that person not your main suspect? And this, if your theory is correct. Because of the bullet? Ah, Kansas. That thief you run into should be a real suspect. What do you say? Should be on there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. I had to repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down the criminal first. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. I've been playing for 3 hours, but I would like to finish this. Hold on. That's enough. So you think we should be out there looking for that thief? Of course. Now isn't that time to be wasting time on that end discussion? Isn't that time to be wasting time? Don't think it's at all that ended. Find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here. And it's definitely crime. Just have to find a way to prove it! Real suspect, okay. We should be out there looking for the thief. To repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal floor. So I can't be expected to know what's happening around here after I left. It's a press, of course, but still. Let me check this text. I brought them 3 pieces of evidence. Why? Just like we talked about on the phone. Looks like you're out. Catch up to you later. There's contradiction about what? But he was already dead at this time. I don't know what should I present. Can't be expected. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, at 2 AM he was supposed to be dead already. Or maybe not. Okay, so 2 AM. Let me press the previous statement. No, not this one. This one. Or that one. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope. But I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Then let's see your deduce. Jim waited for me to leave, then stole the massacre. For the purpose of sneaking into a room, of course. And that's when Miss Burns caught him red-handed. The murder occurred. So exactly as I had laid out earlier. No, he's lying. No, he was here, in the scene of the crime. Just have to find a way to prove it. The thief you run into should be your real suspect. Hold it.
Hold it.
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? It's elementary. The dire message, of course. Mr. Faith, killer, very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Just maybe. Hold it.
Hold it.
Once escaped, I hardly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything after all. I interrogate myself, but I already said I was staying in my room. Hold it.
Hold it.
But according to Mr. Faith note, hold on, I thought you already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? You have proved that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. Don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. When Jim came to lay out some evidence to me. Hold it.
Hold it.
Why didn't you go there? Oh, wait a second, he doesn't know what's inside the note? Can you go there with Mr. Faith? And it's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. Looks like I see a contradiction. No, those sofas in the hallway. He likes to sleep on those. Oh, I need to answer. Yeah. Small database. Skip Ryan is public IP. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. Actually, I don't understand why people are working at night. It's supposed to rest at home, etc. Why is he? Oh, wait a second. So there, West Coast, it means it's not 10 p.m. It's 8 p.m. It's still not working time. Yes. Keep answering. I'm working right now. Still going to sleep. Let's stop playing those. It's one of his habits. What of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Information about something that will happen in the future. Interesting, this piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. It brought me 2 items, a gun and pendant, related to yesterday's case. Hold it!
Hold it.
Thinking about backup of database. What actually did I put inside of it? Some notes, but I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I somehow created this database. It means I already have the data. Just don't remember. Gun and pendant? Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why am I taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the log paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. So matching up with that, what Detective Gumshoe found out. Okay, let's show the notes, and it's 3 items. Objection.
Objection!
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is "you fail." Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, there's a piece I think you should read carefully. Oh, it's saying that Mr. Face was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. He can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, you don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any close, I'm burning you. It's all part of the investigation file, so don't even think about stopping me. No. Hey, what's this? And this on him, sir. The VHS. Despite what you said, it appears that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Don't know how to whisper this. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. But, well, I can't say that I'm acting anything, but I don't know how to name it. KG8? Knowledge Graph 8? Blood! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean, this might be Detective's face blood? He could simply say that he, well, was holding it right now and accidentally, with the blood spot on it, was examining the body or something. No, I got it all wrong. You've got it. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. Told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you'll tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Here, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Face have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? Very well. There's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers, you and Mr. Face. No, impossible, I have... What? He killed himself. By doing this. Is it funny or? Mr. Borsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on that tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Arch. Still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. Impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. It was nothing really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. Consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I have thrown my hands up in the air. So I'm finally rising up from a goodness of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. And even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really regular reasons. This guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, just clumped up. Also, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. Just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credit to that rumor. It seems that we haven't heard the last of this. And Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to the piece of evidence. The stolen file? Take that.
Take that!
The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. It was again optional to select something correct and not correct. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages. I wonder who in the world was it and held me up at gunpoint. Mr. Archmont, sir? Yes? Came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? Just Sphinx. It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven. Again, three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagaras. Yatagaras. Again, this mysterious thief. Like in Layton, like here, everything's connected. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagaras is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Yata. It's supposed to be 2T. Garas. Yatagarasu. 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 Why is the Japanese name? Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though you don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, you do know that target. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is also found in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling cards or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Oh, so it has been a while since the Yatagara's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu organization. Yatagarasu. Well, you're not supposed to say so, because it's like death. Well, death. He's supposed to pronounce it, but he stopped at the end. Yatagarasu. Why want to pronounce it STH, I don't know. Yatagarasu. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. It's better to listen how they pronounce it somewhere. Nowhere. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Done. The first case is closed. Can't save it. It's not perfectly connected. Of course, on 2 screens it's perfect. But here, let's actually start it. There's no music. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. What? He was shot? No, it's fine. Strange that they're not using Layton's cutscenes, but now? No, it's not right. The cutscene, it's just moving. Yes, everything began with high in the air, 9,000 feet. In what? Thinking for flying iFly Airlines. We're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. Apple Corporation. They're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. What the heck is this doing? The airplane. And there's even elevator? It's like Pan America? 6 a.m. Flight I-390. First floor lounge. Can't believe that such airlines actually existed in the past. Like 70 years ago. Yeah, I saw such cabins inside. Not so huge maybe. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:30. Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh, side turbulence, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though, admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What? What this? A travel wallet? That's not mine. How did someone else travel wallet went up in my pocket? Heads, why won't this headache go away? Take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. Flashbacks that we already know. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? Just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the... What in the world happened? There's something wrong, sir? I must ask. Can you please return to yours? Eek! He's dead! Just calm down. You mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. Why it sounds like it's third house? What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. First class. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. Can I finally save? I think it's time to go to sleep, because it's almost 11, 6 minutes left. Alright, let me read some of them. Let's see, who can I read? Same as usual. Tough choice. Let me see. Who is playing? Mouse Edgeworth. Except me. Well, there are people playing this. But of course it's PC remake. Only me playing old games. Now let's see, how many viewers do you have? Do you have any camera? No camera. I don't like people related to politicians, especially if I don't personally have no preferences. It's actually too many viewers here. Not too many, just 15. Let's do it. Yeah. Going to sleep. Because it is time. And so I'm standing by. Yep. Everyone else. Which cat? One. Cool look. See you. I'm not sure about tomorrow. Who knows? I need to do a lot of things. I need to put the lights above the shower. She will have several meetings. Not sure about tomorrow. She's not supposed to swim today, because I had too many work. But we'll see. Bye. Good night.